This is 6 secrets to help you choose a knockout domain name for your business, brought to you by robertcockram.com. So before you start building your websites and making money, you first have a very important decision to make, and that's the domain name for your website. Not only will a good domain name give you the ability to build your own brand, but it can also help you to get good search engine rankings too. Now, there's no rule that says you can only have one domain name. Indeed, most marketers have a number of domain names. I most certainly do. So the first thing you want to do is build your own brand. And what I mean by that is the number one big piece of advice that I can give you when you're first starting out is to get yourname.com. And obviously when I say yourname.com, I mean replace your name with your actual name. There are a number of reasons why you want to do that. Firstly, your personal brand is likely to be your biggest asset. Chances are you will be building credibility by posting in forums, message boards, things like Facebook groups and things like that. And often people will see you on these sites and then they'll try and find you elsewhere. Of course, having your own branded domain name will help them find you. And when they find you, then you can build relationships much better with them. Secondly, once you become known as an expert on a given subject, people will try to impersonate you. Now, it's kind of flattering, but at the same time, it can be kind of irritating. So if you've got your domain name, yourname.com, then it's going to be a lot harder for them to impersonate you. And finally, having your own domain name means you can also have your own email address. So yourname@yourname.com, which looks very professional. So as well as having your own personal brand, chances are you'll also want a website for your business brand. And here are some suggestions to keep you from making some costly mistakes when picking websites for your business brand. The first one is actually write it down. Write down exactly as it's going to be typed into a browser before you buy it. It may seem like odd advice, but I'll demonstrate why it's important by retelling you a story that I was told some years ago by my mentor, Nick James. Basically, the story goes that one of his students, and no, it wasn't me before you ask, thought that a cool name for their business would be Pen Island Direct. Sounds like a good name, right? Well, he certainly thought so, until he bought the name penisland.com. Then he realised that it may attract the wrong kind of attention. So also you want to think about your brand. If you already have a trading name for your business, then chances are you will want to get that as a domain name for many of the same reasons that you want to buy your personal name. If you've yet to come up with a trading name for your business, then I would suggest that your trading name and your domain name are the same, for one, and they have keywords that describe your business. So for example, if your business is about photography, you will want the word photography in there somewhere. Now, a little addition to this, and I wasn't actually going to put this in, but it was mentioned to me by someone, and I thought that's actually a very good point. If you're trying to build a business that appeals to local people, then it's usually a good idea to have your locale in your business name. For example, things like Bristol Photographer or London Barbers. Now, the next piece of advice I can give you about domain names is don't be clever. A clever domain name may catch people's attention, but it is useless if they don't remember it. Let me give you an example of one that I saw quite recently. The domain name was bluespotedelephant.com. That's quite eye-catching, and actually the advertising was quite clever because they had a picture of a blue elephant with pink spots. But in reality, is anyone going to remember that? So the next piece of advice I can give you is keep it simple. It's all too often that marketers will make the mistake of having numbers and special characters in their domains. The real problem here is often people won't understand what you mean. Let's take, for example, something simple like the hyphen. Not everyone knows what a hyphen is. Some think of it as an underscore, which is this guy here. It's not that. Some also say it's the mathematical minus symbol, and some just describe it as a line. And another thing you should avoid is misspelling words, using text speak, or obscure abbreviations that's likely to confuse people. Next thing is be original. You should always be original in your domain names. The domain name here, as you can see, is the letter U, tube, which of course may be confused with the video sharing site. Even though your site may be completely different, it may come across that you're trying to trick people to come to your site, or it may even be that people actually go to YouTube, YOUTUBE, thinking that it is your site and then looking for content and they can't find it. So always try and be original and don't, try to confuse people. Finally, and last bit of advice I want to give you is go for a .com if you can. .coms are easily the most popular domain name extensions. If you can't go for a .com, then go for a .net. If you can't get either, then personally I would consider coming up with a different domain name. But with that said, if you're only targeting a local area, say for example the UK or Australia, then you may want to think about getting a local domain name such as .co.uk or .au. But do this sparingly and only if you're sure your business isn't going to go international. So until next time, thank you for watching today's tip brought to you by robertcochrane.com. I hope you enjoyed the tip and you'll be coming back for some more great tips in the future. Until next time, thanks for watching. Goodbye.